SMT Nation, we back. Nation, we got some disclosures from the new CEO of Verizon Consumer Group. Sampath was speaking at the Moffett-Nathanson conference. And because he's new to the position and he's got a new role, I want to kind of pick apart some of the things that he discussed. Some of them are based on this article from Sumeric Fierce Wireless. I'll go ahead and link that. It'll be in the description. I'm going to, in the meantime, look for the actual video file or webcast for the actual conference so I can see if there's other things I can pluck out of there. But until I get a hold of that, this will do for now. So link in the description for the article as the placeholder. Also in the article is the Real SMT Buy Me a Coffee link. Appreciate the commentary vids, the news updates, the testing, the live streams. Show your appreciation to your creators. Support them. There's a Real SMT Buy Me a Coffee link there to get me a coffee. Also, if you're looking for a really good deal on wireless service, don't want to break the bank, want good customer care, great value, you can get it from our wireless partner, Mint Mobile. Link in the description. All right, so Sampath, the new CEO of Verizon Consumer Group, speaking at the conference, offered a handful of comments based on this article that I do want to present to you guys and offer your response and replies down in the comment section. So the first thing mentioned in the article is a comment from Sampath stating, quote, "We don't have the same issue T-Mobile has." And this is in regard to fixed wireless access, the 5G home internet service that both companies offer. In the grand scheme of things, T-Mobile's goal within the next couple of years is to eventually end up between 7 to 8 million subscribers for the service. Verizon probably going to end up closer to 4 million. And when asked about the capacity concerns, the fact that you're selling home internet over the same network as mobile usage, it's a legitimate question. All right, is the network going to hold up long term? Are there going to be issues with speeds? Are customers on the mobile network experience going to see, degradation? Are they going to see a worsening experience? Sampath cited 3 main things why Verizon won't experience the same issues that T-Mobile will. All right, now just to make sure we put this out there, the reason I say this concern is legitimate is fixed wireless access is growing at an accelerated pace. So it's not even just long term. Even in the near term, do we have concerns about fixed wireless access? 95% of the gross ads in the entire industry, we're talking about home broadband. That's cable, that's fiber. Fixed wireless access takes 95% of the gross ads. They are the growing segment of home broadband, so it's legitimate, especially near-term, mid-term. All right, now, he cited reason number 1. Verizon has 30,000 millimeter wave nodes today. We do expect that number to continue to increase, albeit slowly or at a much slower rate than we saw in the very early onset back in 2019, 2021, and I guess a little slower in 22. Right now they have C-band to build and they got to finish it, right? But now that the first phase of C-band will finish this year, phase 2 kind of goes on through the rest of this year and next year, they can kind of refocus their efforts on that. So I do agree. I think the millimeter wave, especially in those urban, densely populated cities and segments, it really does help. I have it in my market. It's truly incredible, a cheat code for capacity. Now, reason number 2, he said they've got support by getting more C-band coming by the end of the year. There is an additional estimated 100 megahertz of C-band on deck. And it's true, my market's at 60 megahertz. I've got an additional 80 coming my way, right? Some places are going to get an additional 100 or 120 or 140, totaling 200 megahertz in some cases, but on average, more markets will be around 160 megahertz. It's going to be huge. I mean, you're basically saying we're going to have 3x the capacity we have today. And of course, with that additional bandwidth, when you look at the way the technologies work with beamforming and some of the spectral efficiency tools that come into this, it's going to be like a 3x, 4x, 5x multiplier. So I think he's got a point there. Item number 3, Verizon has their own fiber, which they're going to own and operate 50% of their backbone network. We're talking about the fiber circuits that run to the tower sites, whether it be small cells or it's the macro cells, the big tower sites. They want to be the owner and operator of their network a majority of the time. So I like those three reasons. I think they all hold weight. I think he's got a point. And these are things that we've cited on the panel and the podcast and on videos that give Verizon an advantage over their competition. I think specifically even when you talk about T-Mobile, who basically rents their entire network. Nothing wrong with it. Not putting down T-Mobile. It's just two different ways to skin a cat, as they say. All right, now let's take a kind of a look at where fixed wireless access customers, Verizon's 5G home customers, where are they coming from? He says they're coming from cable. They've got 2 million customers right now on the Verizon home internet. And he said that there's more to take. He said they have not yet realized the potential in rural America and even suburban for that matter. So look forward to more gains for Verizon. If they're currently at 2 million customers, the goal to get to 4 million, I think is going to be very easy for them. And we're going to see that happen in the next year and a half, right? By 2025 for sure. He also mentioned that the 5G home internet has very low churn. And he said it's very similar to Fios. That's impressive. Fios is a dedicated fiber to the premises service that can't be beat. It's got incredible net promoter scores. Customers are highly satisfied with the service. They pay a rate that they're happy with, I think, for the most part. It's reliable, uptime, those types of things. I think that's a great sign for the fixed wireless access. To be compared to it is incredible, so long as what he's saying is true. He might be exaggerating. Who knows? Time will tell. He also called or referred to big cable companies as frenemies. He does not believe that the cable net adds of wireless subscribers is sustainable. He believes that their gains are coming from prepaid. So I want to attack this, right? So, calling them frenemies, obviously, because they have the MVNO deal with Xfinity Mobile and Spectrum Mobile. So they don't want to throw asperges at them too much. The second part to this is saying that the net adds are not sustainable. Well, man, they're as high as they've ever been. So whether they're sustainable or not, when you're looking at the SOGA, the share of the gross adds, it's them. They're killing it. They're adding like 1 million subscribers every quarter now, which is absurdly high. And then with respect to him indicating that most of those customers are coming from prepaid, does prepaid have losses? Are we seeing that across the industry? I'm not really seeing that. I'm not sure he's right about this. And if he is, it's hard to tell by the numbers. So I'm not, like, I saw T-Mobile's prepaid numbers. They were like flat to small gain. AT&T had some gain. Verizon had losses. Maybe that's what he's talking about. Maybe it's TracFone customers, which is ironic, but it would make sense, right? For them to know, hey, we're losing 300,000 TracFone customers. They went to big cable, 90% of them or something like that. Maybe that's what he's talking about. Now, TracFone, to kind of pivot to this, 10 to 20% of TracFone subscribers still on T-Mobile and AT&T access. So they have to get those customers converted into Verizon SIMs. There might be some phone compatibility issues there. We'll see how that plays out for them. He did mention and speak to Total by Verizon a little bit. He said expect to see a retail expansion. The retail and the business operations should kind of stabilize. They should be able to get some dedicated TLC and some love there. We'll see how that plays out. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it after Hans made that purchase. We haven't really seen the future of what that business holds. And he still sees TracFone as a prepaid to postpaid opportunity, the upsell, the move. He said 1/3 of the industry net adds are coming from prepaid, and they want to be a part of that transition of taking some of those customers. And then he obviously spoke to the slow gains and the take rate to MEC, Mobile Edge Compute. Okay, that's well documented. No questions there. But he did say that there are wins and gains within private networking. He says it's playing out well, and they're doing excellent there. These are some of the first conversational pieces and commentary items from the CEO of Verizon Consumer Group, Sampath. From what I understand, people speak very highly of him within the industry, especially within the company itself. He seems very well thought, very, very intelligent, and very capable. He has a lot on his plate. He has a lot to overcome. The sentiment at Verizon with respect to the consumer group is generally negative with respect to the competitive offerings, and they got new plans and a new structure to those plans with the add-ons, $10 for everything, right? But they did some good things by bringing down the pricing on the unlimited plans. So there's potential. We'll see how that evolves. But these are some of the first comments. So tell me what you guys think of all of them. Love to hear what you have to say on it. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.